Right. How's it going, everybody? This is Pond Hopping with Goose. I don't know really where to start with this video. I've tried to record this video like 4 times. I'm just never really pleased with how it turns out when I watch it, which is a common mistake YouTubers make. So this is probably going to be like the final time I record it. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But let's just get right into it. This video is going to be my quarantine status, Googan unboxing, and also just a few other things that are over here that I picked up, and then just some random talking points. But let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is my quarantine status, is what I'll call it. So 2 days ago, tested positive for COVID-19. I was exposed to it through work. I can't really give any more details besides that. So I was exposed to it through work. Let's see, how long ago was that? I think it was the 10th of June. And then waited till symptoms showed up. Symptoms did show up on day 12. You know, the 2 to 14 day window. They showed up on day 12, which, you know, totally understandable. I started getting the little cough and all that stuff. Went and got tested, I think, on day 14 of the from exposure. Got tested positive. So therefore, you know, they gave me the second swab that they send away to the lab for 3 to 5 days. Then I have kind of moved all my stuff down here. Luckily that my parents have this in-law suite fully furnished and fully finished in the basement that I can just kind of distance myself away from everybody. So this is going to give me time to record content, fish a lot, play video games, watch some movies. Who knows? You know, we're gonna make the best of it. But I'm basically living down here for the next 14 days. Limited trips upstairs. Really just sticking to here, my car to go to the pond. So of course my wish is to go to different bodies of water. Is gonna have to wait for at least a couple weeks. And then who knows what we'll do after then. After then, hopefully I'll be fully recovered, because I do still have symptoms. You can probably hear I'm a little congested. I have a cough. It's not a horrible cough, but I'm staying hydrated, so it's suppressed quite a bit. And then I also have the little muscly aches. You know, sometimes my legs feel a little weak, which is fixed once I usually eat or once I drink some fluids, some Gatorade, some water, or whatever. But anyway, enough about that. Tested positive, 14 days of making content is what I'm going to look at it as. Thanks for all your support on Facebook and on Instagram. I know I showed the little videos or whatever, but I really do appreciate it. My video got, last time I checked, which was hours ago, it had over 160 views, which is crazy to me. That's amazing. I didn't upload that video to the channel with hopes of getting views, but I just wanted everybody to know what was coming, what was going to be on its way. It was more of an update, not more of a woe is me, please, you know, oh pity me type deal. So I really do appreciate all the support and the jump of subscribers. I'm trying to adhere to that rule that people say where you don't pay attention to your sub count or your view count, and just have fun making content until it gets to be to the point where you have to pay attention to it for monetization reasons. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But anyway, let's get into the Googan unboxing. So first, I've started using these boxes. These are the Bass Mafia, I don't even know. They're amazing, amazing boxes. Gasket to keep moisture out, 4 locks, unbelievable. So this box right here, so you saw in the intro how I just like the, you know, the cool cinematic drop everything on the chair thing. I did that, but then I wanted to get my hands on everything. Like I wanted to see it, smell it, you know, feel it. So I kind of took everything out of its original package and put it into one box because I still wanted to unbox everything. But then, of course, I've made this unboxing video like 3 or 4 times before this. So there are two things that I ordered that aren't in this box. They're in here, which I will pull that out at the end. But first things first, we'll get started with this. This is the 9/16 ounce gridiron jig. Hopefully this camera angle is okay. I again, this is like my fourth time trying to record this, fourth or fifth, and I think this camera angle should be good. But this is the Googan version of, everything here's Googan, but this is the Googan version of a football head jig. It's got some ridges on the bottom which really kind of help it stand up. That's what it's supposed to do, is when it sits on the bottom, it's supposed to stand up just like this, with, of course, the skirt would be a little picked up. I can't really, demonstrate that because it's not underwater, but you get the idea. And then, of course, you have a crack and crawl or some sort of trailer on there which would stick up, and it would put the bass into a predatory mode and then get aggressive and chomp down. So a couple of, this is one of the colors that I really wanted of the Bandito bug. This is the 4-inch Bandito bug. This is the natural color. It's green pumpkin on top with blue flake. And then on the bottom, it's like dingy silver gold with blue flake on it. Also, some silver flake is in there too. I really like this color. I have a lot of lures from Googan in this color. But this is one of the common trailers that I use on any of my jigs. I got some lures I've never tried before. This is a drag and drop, the 4-inch drag and drop. Kind of like a drop shot setup or a finesse setup. Maybe even put it on a Ned rig or something like that. Haven't quite figured out how I'm going to use this yet, or if I just am going to put maybe like a 2-aught worm hook on it and then use it on a finesse setup, like 8-pound test with the spinning combo, who knows. But this is the natural, again, green pumpkin with blue flake, and then on the bottom that dingy silver gold looking, really, really attractive color. Fish really like that color. This is not Googan. This is a whopper plopper. For those of you who don't know, it's a topwater bait. Won't talk too much about that. This is where I had two more pieces of the original order, which are in this box here. They are the lunker logs. So what I did is I got just the basic black with blue flake. You probably can't see the blue flake in there. Hopefully you can. But this is like Googan's version of a Senko. It's called a lunker log. Smells amazing, feels amazing. Got a nice little, some sort of flavoring on it. Little greasy. And then, where is the other one? This is not... Okay, and then here's the other lunker log variation that I got. This is the green pumpkin blue flake. It's green pumpkin with blue flake. It's like the top of the natural, but it's all over. The bass love this color in particular, especially with the lunker logs. Nothing else in here is part of the Googan order. So we're just gonna close that one back up. Moving on down, these two compartments is a saucy swimmer. This is basically the swim bait that Googan has produced. This is the electric shad color, so it's a really natural, like green pumpkin black flake on top. And then on the bottom, it's that kind of dark silvery with like a crystal flake in it, like a very crystallized, crystalline flake. Very nice, very subtle on top, and then very flashy on the bottom. This is the 3.8-inch here, and then I also got a pack of the 3.3-inch, which is noticeably smaller. If I put them side by side, you can really tell the difference in size there. So I basically used the 3.8-inch for regular swim baits with keeper hooks or underspins, and then I use the 3.3-inch for underspins also, but then I use that for trailers on chatterbaits, again, underspins, spinner baits, anything that buzz bait, something like that. I use this as the trailer. The shorter ones I use as trailers, and then the longer ones I use as just regular swim baits. Moving down here to the bottom, this is a trench hog. This is Googan's version of a brush hog. Like the Zoom has the brush hog. It doesn't have the flaps on the side, which I like. There aren't as many moving parts, so it's less bulky, but it also gets the job done. This again is the natural coloration, green pumpkin, blue flake on top, and then on the bottom, dingy silver or gold with blue and silver flakes. And then another version of the trench hog that I ordered was the black with blue flake, which is just a constantly really good color pattern for the body of water that I'll be fishing for the next 2 weeks. This will go good with a Texas rig. Throw a little tungsten weight on here. Pretty soon I'm gonna order some Titan tungstens from my sponsor, but this is what I have for tungsten weights right now. I don't know if you can see that. That's just a Strike King tungsten weight. I think that's 3/8 ounce. Yeah, it's about 3/8 ounce. And then you just use that with a nice little worm hook. I like 3/0 worm hooks and 4/0 worm hooks depending on the size of the lure. So here's a 3/0 worm hook. You would just, you know, put the tungsten weight on the line first, and then tie the hook on, put this on, blah, blah, blah. That's an easy Texas rig, easy Texas rig. So that was basically it for the Googan order, the actual Googan order, but you know, I made one last little go around to Academy and Walmart, picked up a few things. I'll just go through those really quickly. This right here, these were from the, here, let me move this real quick. All right, get better lighting. Got these from Walmart. This right here, these are Strike King spin head. It's basically an underspin. But these are 3/8 ounce, an underspin. All an underspin is I'll take this out really quick just to show you. It is basically like a jig head that looks like a minnow with a hook on it, and then it has a spinner blade, like a blade for like a spinner bait, smaller one on the bottom. So when it goes through the water, you have your swim bait up top on the hook, and then you also have your blade coming out the back, and it adds just a little more movement, a little more sound, a little bit of flash. So I got that one. Then I also got these tour grade. These are called belly blades by Strike King. It's just another version of an underspin, but it's more similar to like the keeper swim bait hooks that I've been using for the past few weeks. So it's basically, once I get these untangled, so really what these are, just kind of like the swim bait hooks that I've been using, just a weighted hook. You can see the weight here, and then it's got the keeper right here. You screw your bait onto there, preferably like your saucy swimmer or your rage swimmer, and then hook it through. But then it has this another blade, it has a blade on there. These are 1/8 ounce, so a little more, are these 1/8 ounce? These are 1/8 ounce, so a little more subtle than the 3/8 ounce. But those, I'm going to get a good use out of those. This is a chatterbait, a bladed jig, whatever you want to call it. This is the Perch Color by Z-Man. I haven't had this one. It looks a little more natural. It kind of matches the panfish, sunfish that I have in my body of water here that I fish. So let's go ahead. I mean, we'll go ahead and open that right now just to take a look at it. I can see the color pattern from the outside of the package, but I don't think you guys can. So here's your blade. It kind of swims like this. When it swims, it's going to swim like this, and this shield in the front does this number, and it vibrates, it flashes, it does a lot of different things. Really cool lure these things are. So it's got this like stripe of clear and orange here on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, and it's got some green with some blue and gold flakes. It's got some different stripe patterns on it. It looks very similar to the bluegill that I have swimming around in the pond. So that's, I figured this would be a pretty viable option. And then also at Academy, I picked up this, never heard of this company before, Buckeye Lures. Not just the fact that I am a Buckeye fan, OH. But this is like the perfect scenario. It's 1/4 ounce, and it's got the minnow jig head, and then it has the spinning blade underneath. This is like exactly what I want, is 1/4 ounce, because 3/8 ounce I have to kind of keep a quicker pace on the retrieval. 1/8 ounce I kind of have to slow roll it just a little bit. 1/4 ounce, and based on those two, I think 1/4 ounce is just going to be a constant retrieval. A little bit of sinking to it as it goes down, because the ponds are only 4 feet deep, 4 or 5 feet deep maybe, and then from surface to grass is maybe only 2.5 to 3 feet. So I can't really have something that's going to sink a ton, which is why you don't see me ever throwing like crankbaits or lipless cranks or anything like that. But this should be fun to use. I also picked up on some Googan fluorocarbon. This is just as a test, because I really like the fluorocarbon that I use now, but I kind of want to see how this will perform, and I'm going to need to restring my new rod and reel combo anyway. So this is going to be a test. It looks actually a lot more clear than it does white, like the fluorocarbon that I use now. It looks more translucent. I don't know if you can tell, But very clean packaging, very nice. I'm a Googan fan, so it's kind of easy for me to want to try some of their products out. Then they had some other Googan soft plastics. These are the Trench Hogs again. Same thing as the longer 6-inch ones here, but these are actually the 4.65 inch. This is watermelon red flake, I believe. I didn't know they came in a smaller package. These would be good for, I could use these as jig trailers because they're a little shorter. I don't have to really bite anything off. But yeah, as you can maybe see there, a little bit shorter. Offers a little more variety. And then I also didn't know that Googan made a shorter Mondo worm. Normally their Mondo worms are 10 inches long, which is massive. I'm not gonna catch anything on a 10-inch worm in the body of water that I'm gonna be fishing for the next 2 weeks. So I picked up these, which are 7.25 inch, which is on the larger side for what I usually use, but I want to give it a try. This is the natural color, like I have in almost all my other lures, and then this is the watermelon red. So we've got plenty of stuff that we can be using. Don't know if the recording has shut off yet or not. This is my jig and trailer box right here. So you have Kraken crawls down the right side, bandito bugs in the middle, and then a 1/2 ounce. These are all thick jigs, Googan Baits thick jigs, which is their flipping jig. This is a 1/2 ounce. I don't know the color pattern name, but it's very nice. It's got flash on the bottom, natural on top. This is like the most natural color that I have for them, for these jigs. It's just brown, green, and dark green. And I have that running right now with the natural variation Kraken crawl. None of these jigs, I haven't trimmed any skirts at all. I usually try to trim the skirts maybe like a 1/2 inch to where they just come past the hook. I don't trim the brush guard, but when it just comes past the hook, the claws kind of stick out more. And that's just personal preference. I think anybody that cuts their thing is just for personal preference. It just creates a different presentation. This is the black and blue thick jig with a Okeechobee crawl bandito bug trailer. Super blue on the bottom and very green pumpkin black flake on top. And then for good measure, another 1/2 ounce. These two in the middle were 3/8 ounce. This is another 1/2 ounce, whatever color this is. It's a beautiful color. Haven't even used those yet. But then just to run through the colors real quick for the bandito bugs and then the craws. This is the natural color, dingy green with blue flake. This is called Blue Baby, green black flake on top, kind of a steel blue, gray blue on the bottom with the black flake. This is the Okeechobee crawl, which is the green and black and blue flake on top, and then super blue with blue flake on the bottom. This is the Alabama crawl, very natural looking, dark, I don't know, dark brown top, orange with black flake on the bottom. And then for the Kraken craws, here is the Bama bug, which is like green. It's like June bug, but it has green like body color. So it's like green pumpkin. It's like green pumpkin black flake, but then on the bottom it has green flake and touches of purple on the claws. Here is the natural variation Kraken crawl. Like I said, I love the natural color variation. Here's another Alabama crawl color pattern. And then here's the summer crawl pattern on that, which is like brighter green on the bottom and some places on the claws and on the top. But so far that's what I'm looking at. I've got 4 other bait boxes, 4 other tackle boxes where I have stuff in it, like swim baits, like Strike King swim baits and stuff like that, and then my, you know, a couple other zingers, and I still have some Googan hard plastics, like or hard baits, like some crankbaits and recons, recon banger, mini banger, and a mini recon sitting out there in the garage, and a couple of frogs that I haven't opened yet. I'm gonna wait for the opportune moment to do that. So in closing, we're gonna experience another full moon while I'm being quarantined. I believe it's July 5th, which this does suck because now my July 4th is gonna be pretty lackluster. I can't really swim with family. I can't really hang out with family too much. I just have to put the mask and gloves on and all that other stuff and sanitize every little bit. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. You guys are gonna be along for the journey. Hopefully this video isn't too long. Hopefully it finds you guys well. I appreciate any of the thoughts and prayers. I'm still keeping an eye on my symptoms because I don't want them to get worse. The only one that's gotten worse so far is the stopped up nose. It wasn't this stopped up yesterday, but we're just gonna deal with it as it goes. Just keep drinking plenty of fluids, daytime, nighttime. Make sure drinking my little V8 drinks, plenty of water, plenty of Gatorade, and making sure to eat right, not eat too much, not eat too less. And we're just gonna see what happens. I'm hoping that this is gonna be a really good time to grow the channel. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Finally did the unboxing. I really do appreciate all the support again. If you really like the video, make sure and click the thumbs up button down below. If you really enjoy the content and want to see me and follow me along this whole journey of quarantine, fishing quarantine, I guess, there's a big button down below that says subscribe. It's totally free, and it's up to you. If you really like the content, if you click that button, you'll see all the content as I upload it, and you'll get all the updates through my channel right there. It's totally free to do so. So it's up to you. Just consider subscribing. It really helps support the channel. Also, my social medias will be in the description. There's going to be a lot more updates on social media because of me being out. And also, my 3 sponsors are down below. The links for their shops will be provided. That's Falcon Hooks, Titan Tungsten, and Barefoot Outdoors. They've got some random stuff that's really cool, and then they've also got stuff that's more specific to each of them. Titan Tungsten is the one that I'm going to be checking out here within the next couple weeks. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure, if you did like the content, hit that thumbs up button. And this has been an unboxing with Goose, and I'll see you next time. Peace.